Hello, hello, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining me today. We are going to do movie trivia. Chalet is in the house, first one today. Great to see you. And I thought we would do Oscars trivia. So instead of about particular movies, it's who won the most awards and things like that. And we've got Mango in the house as well, right in front of the screen. Yeah, come on over here, Mango. Here's Mango. Wants to go outside desperately, but he's got one more day of medicine. Mumsy is in the house. Woohoo! Yes, good day to everyone. So today I went to a ceremony at the Win-Win Monument here in Cambodia. Meow. And let's see, went with Chani. We got all dressed up, and it was with the former defense minister giving a speech. And they had some kind of like little conference or something, because the military runs the monument. And anyway, I do work for one of the military with regard to a book that he's writing. I'm helping with that. And so that's why I got invited to go, and I brought Chani, of course. Next week, we'll be at the National Assembly with a charity that I'm doing some work for. So that should be interesting too. But that's about the updates here. We ready to play? Let me share my screen. There it is. All righty. Let's see. What is the first question?
And let's do some Oscar trivia.
I'm going to keep the sound down on this one because I don't want to hear their voice. I'll just read whatever the questions are.
What Hispanic actor won a Tony Award in 1947?
What Hispanic actor won a Tony Award? Tony is Broadway. In 1947, as well as both the Golden Globe and the Academy Award in 1950 for playing the title role in Cyrano de Bergerac. Oh, wow. I mean, at first, when it was saying a Tony Award, I was thinking of Marlon Brando for Streetcar Named Desire, but it's Cyrano de Bergerac. I remember that black and white version. I think that's the first movie I saw of Cyrano de Bergerac and loved it. I cannot remember who the actor is that played Cyrano de Bergerac. So they were on Broadway as well as the movie. Anybody know? Ricardo Montalban. I don't know either. Let's find out who it is. Oh, okay. There is like a little countdown thing. All right. I'll let that run out next time.
The answer is Jose Ferrer.
Jose Ferrer. All right. Jose Ferrer. Number 2. Who was the first Hispanic woman to win an Academy Award? The first. Wow. I'm almost wondering if it might be like Rita Moreno for West Side Story. That was in color. I mean, was there anything in black and white where it might have been a Hispanic woman? Might have been not as a title role, but as a supporting actress. Sid. Mumsy thought. And any ideas on the first Hispanic woman to win an Academy Award? In fact, it could be in something like sound or music. Although I'd say early on, it was probably male dominated. Rita Moreno. Okay, that's my guess too. Unless it's like some kind of costume designer or something.
The answer is Rita Moreno.
Yes! Yes! Good job, Chalet. Okay, so who is the only person to win an Academy Award and a Golden Raspberry in the same year, though not for the same role. Well, I don't think Golden Raspberries have been around that long, maybe since the 90s. A good movie and a bad movie in the same year. I don't know, like Mel Gibson. Don't know if it's male or female. Oh, Mumsy also thought it was Rita Moreno. Yeah, all three of us. We did good on that one. Halle Berry. That could be. That's a great guess, Chalet. Brendan Fraser. Maybe. Let's see.
The answer is Sandra Bullock.
Oh, Sandra Bullock. Sandra Bullock. I like her. I like her movies.
Incidentally, there are three
All About Steve. I liked that movie. That's where she's a crossword writer.
Irving for Yentl, James Coco for Only When I Laugh, and Glenn Close for
Hillbilly Elegy. I'm going to need to turn up the volume for this one. Let me go back here. We'll listen to like which movie.
Though not for the same role. The answer is Sandra Bullock, who won an Oscar for The Blind Side the night after she won the Razzie for All About Steve. And she showed up at both ceremonies. Incidentally, there are 3 instances of actors being nominated for both an Oscar and a Razzie for the same role. That's Amy Irving for Yentl, James Coco for Only When I Laugh, and Glenn Close for Hillbilly Elegy.
Really? Hillbilly Elegy and Yentl.
Who has hosted the Oscar ceremony the most number of times?
The host of the Oscars. No, John Wayne. You thought John Wayne might have had a good and a bad role in the same year? That's possible. He certainly did enough movies, didn't he? Okay. Oscar hosts. Steve Martin. Billy Crystal. Oh, that's a good one, Mumsy. Billy Crystal. And got a guess, Chalet? Bob Hope. Let's see.
The answer is Bob Hope, who hosted or co-hosted the show 19 times.
Chalet, killing it.
What country has won the most Academy Awards for international film?
I can tell you that it's not Cambodia. Maybe France or Italy. I think maybe Italy. Just take a guess. Take a guess, guys. I mean, Japan. France. Okay, Chalet's guessing France. Mumsy, come on. Let's have a guess from you. I mean, UK probably produced a lot of movies early on. I mean, Japan, I'd say between France, Italy, and Japan. That's my guess. Mumsy's not checking in. Oh, Mumsy says Japan. Okay, so let's see.
The answer is Italy, which has won 14 times, although 3 of them were honorary. Now here's a list of them, which I'm not going to read, because only...
La Strada, yeah, isn't that Fellini? That's why I was thinking, because of Fellini. Oh, you know what's interesting is the Life is Beautiful. It won like the main best picture, but it did not, it's not listed here as an international film win. Oh no, yeah, it is. La Vida è Bella. That's the beautiful life. Our life is beautiful. La Vida Bella. Okay, yeah. I thought they won that year. So, but they also won Best Picture. You are allowed, if there's different qualifications for international film and for best picture. You know, Best Picture, Best Actor, all of those. It's different qualifications. So if you meet the qualifications for both, you can apply for well, obviously your country would be nominating you for the international one, but you can also submit for the other ones, but only in the same year. You can't like win the foreign film, international film. Well, they've changed it from international film to foreign language film, but and like you can't win that and then apply for Best Picture in the next year. You can't do it. It has to be in the same year. Let me see any comments. Twisted Tea is in the house. Woohoo! Welcome. All right, let's see the next question. These are fun.
I speak one language badly, and as you can probably tell, it's English. What was the first and only X-rated movie to win Best Picture?
I know that one. I'm pretty sure I know this one. And I think it was the first time that they used an X as a rating. I'm not going to give any hints. Well, I could give some hints. If I'm right, and it's the movie that I'm thinking of, it stars Dustin Hoffman and Jon Voight. Dustin Hoffman's character was Ratso. No idea? No idea, even with my clues? Okay, well, my guess is Midnight Cowboy.
The answer is 1969's Midnight Cowboy. Now, the rating was changed to an R a year later when the MPAA changed their criteria.
Yep.
Who was the youngest person to win Best Director?
You know, this maybe could be like a young Steven Spielberg or George Lucas back in Star Wars or Jaws. I think it's one of those two. I think it's either George Lucas or Steven Spielberg. Jaws came out first. So Ron Howard. Pretty Baby. Was that with Tatum O'Neal? Pretty Baby? Oh no, that was with Brooke Shields. Damien Chazelle. I don't even know who that is. Yes, I got one. I've seen two buzzing around, so definitely there's still one more. Okay, Stevens. I'm unless George Lucas was younger when he won his, I'm thinking Spielberg.
The answer is Damien Chazelle, who was 32 when he won for La La Land in 2017.
How did you know that, Chalet? Oh
Speaking
my gosh!
of directors, who has won the most Oscars for directing?
Someone like John Ford, maybe. That weird guy. Yeah, I guess. Whiplash. Okay, name a director. Oh, I thought it was with Last. I just watched this thing on it. Oh, Chalet. I didn't even announce that. I didn't even schedule this until like 30 minutes ago. Yeah, you're in the Matrix. You must be. Oh my gosh. Well, lucky for you. So the most Oscars for directing. Let's find out.
The answer is John Ford, best known for directing westerns. He won for The Informer, The Grapes of Wrath, How Green Was My Valley, and The Quiet Man. Funny, none of those were Westerns. What 1989 Best Picture winner was based on a Pulitzer Prize-winning play by Alfred Uhry?
1989, Gen X. It's us, Gen X. 1989, Best Picture. Based on a play. Yeah, well done, Chalet. Mumsy's right. 1989 Best Picture winner. Chariots of Fire was when I was in high school, so it's after that. Jurassic Park, no. Let's see, 89 would have been the year my son Danny was born. Gosh, I don't even remember. Anybody have a guess on a movie from that era that might have won? Rocky, was that when we were still in high school? Or you guys might have been in high school. I don't know. I graduated in 84. Oh, I love Driving Miss Daisy. Oh, that could have been on a play. Oh, that's good. That's a good guess.
The answer is Driving Miss Daisy. What 8-time Oscar winner was the
You didn't watch this video, did you?
inspiration for the character of Edna Mode in The Incredibles?
Okay, this character. Who was the inspiration for this character? 8-time Oscar winner. Is it the short lady? The really short lady? I don't know her name. You don't know this one. You went to a lot of movies that year. 1989 movies. They kind of all blur for me. I think it's that like really, really, really short lady. She's also on some TV shows. But I 8 times though. That's interesting. You know who exactly? Yeah. Looks like her.
The answer is Edith Head, who helped define the style of classic Hollywood. She remains the most awarded woman in the Academy's history.
So that's probably like wardrobe or something, or some kind of stylist, maybe.
Who was the youngest person to win an acting Oscar?
Didn't somebody just win one and became the youngest person more recently? Like, well, I've lived in Cambodia 17 years since I've been in Cambodia. A young girl, Jodie Foster, Tatum O'Neal. I'm sure that either one of them held a record. I'm not sure if Tatum O'Neal ever won an Oscar. Of course, you just watched an Oscar thing. But I'm thinking it's somebody within the last 10 years.
The answer is Tatum O'Neal, who was 10 years old when she won for 1973's Paper Moon.
Chalet, it feels
An
like
EGOT is a person who has won an Emmy, a Grammy, an Oscar, and a Tony. What director and choreographer is the only person to have gotten 3 of the 4 in a single year?
Okay, so who was a director and a choreographer? So, I mean, so it had to be something that was on Broadway. Can we at least get the movie? Like West Side Story, all that jazz or something. I mean, who's that gray guy? I don't know. What gray guy? You mean the Oscar? Oh, you're thinking of a director, and he's gray. Okay. Oh, Joel Grey. Wow.
The answer is Bob Fosse. In a single 2-month period, he won 2 Tonys for Pippin, an Oscar for Cabaret, and an Emmy for Liza with a Z.
In the same year.
What British filmmaker has been nominated in 7 different Oscar categories?
7 different categories. Monty Python. British filmmaker. What about the guy that did The Hobbits? I mean, it's got to be somebody that like wrote the screenplay and did the music, did the directing, acted in it, maybe, you know, and then maybe also special effects. Did I get it? No. You should have known that one. Yeah, Bob Fosse's pretty famous. Yeah, I mean, once I heard the name, yeah, I've heard of him before at least. Don't know. All right.
The answer is Kenneth Branagh. He's received nominations for Best Director, Best Actor, Best Live Action Short Film, Best Adapted Screenplay, Best Supporting Actor, Best Picture, and Best Original Screenplay. Of
Belfast, I really liked. My Week with Marilyn. (2012). It's not that recent one. I was gonna say that recent one, that recent movie that was about Marilyn Monroe. I didn't bother seeing, but Belfast was really good. What are you guys saying? You got lucky a few times. Twisted Tea says this is definitely not my strong suit. It's all right. Some of these, like there was one like which countries won the most international films. You just guess, you know. There's so a lot. Hang in there. Hang in there. You loved Pippin.
those, his only win was for the screenplay of Belfast.
Hey, Belfast. I mean,
Who has won the most competitive Oscars of all time?
who has won the most competitive Oscars? So it could be in any category. I mean, I would say Clint Eastwood had a very long career, but I don't know how many Oscars he might have won. I mean, this. Marilyn Monroe. I'm not sure how many Oscars. I'm not sure if she ever won an Oscar. Oh, that horrible remake of Marilyn. Yeah. It was awful on Netflix. Yeah. I refused to watch it. Because I watched some like reviews first and I was like, oh no, I am not going to waste my time. Let's see.
The answer is Walt Disney. He won 22 Oscars out of 59 nominations. He also won 4 honorary Oscars, or 11, depending on how you want to count this one that he got for Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Who is the only person named Oscar to have won an Oscar?
And that could be in any category. It doesn't have to be an actor or director or something. It's probably like a cinematographer or maybe a screenwriter. I have no idea. Oscar. What about Oscar Wilde? I think he was dead by the time they started the Oscars. Twisted Tea also had the same thought. Everybody's saying Oscar Wilde. Was he alive long enough? You know what? I am so curious when he died. Let's see when he died. He died in 1900. So I don't think it was him. Oscar de la Renta for wardrobe. I don't know.
The answer is Oscar Hammerstein II, who won Best Song in 1941 for The Last Time I Saw Paris from Lady Be Good, and then again in 1945 for It Might As Well Be Spring from State Fair.
Rogers and Hammerstein.
Who is the oldest person to win an acting Oscar?
Oh. Is this the lady that was in Driving Miss Daisy? Jessica Tandy? I think that's a good guess. I mean, I don't know. There could be somebody else. The only Oscar you know except Oscar the Grouch. You guys got anything better than Jessica Tandy? No. Artemis. Flamingo. Artemis. All right, I'm gonna check it. I'm gonna see who it is. Mingo.
The answer is Anthony Hopkins, who was 83 when he won for The Father.
Oh, wow.
Who was the first woman to win an Oscar for Best Director?
Well, I know that James Cameron's wife or ex-wife won an Oscar for directing. And that was like Zero Dark 30 or something like that. Oscar Mayer Wiener. Chalet was with me on Jessica Tandy. Douglas Fairbanks. Maybe Douglas somebody. Or Michael Douglas. Barbra Streisand. I was wondering, she directed Yentl. And I was wondering if she might have got an Oscar for directing. Let's see.
The answer is Catherine Bigelow, who won in 2010 for The Hurt Locker. She's also the first woman to win the Directors Guild of America award.
That's the one that's...
The top 5 awards are Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actor, Best Actress, and Best Screenplay. Only 3 movies have won all 5. Give yourself a point for each of the 3 you can name.
3 films that have won all 5. These are like, every year when I do the Oscar party, I have a list of things and we do questions like this. So I should know it. At least one of them. Could there be an epic like... Did maybe Streetcar Named Desire, Gone with the Wind, Wizard of Oz? I don't know if the Wizard of Oz won. Casablanca? What are you guys saying? Not Babs, yeah. Just give me one movie that would have won all 5 for Best Picture, Best Director, Best Screenplay, and the actor and actress. There's only 3. There's only 3 movies. Silence of the Lambs. Okay. Anybody else? Come on. Give me something. Give me something to work with here. I mean, every time there's a picture that gets nominations in all 5 categories, then it's like eligible to win the top 5. It always gets mentioned that it's that potential is there, but they usually end up getting kind of spread out and not all go. Titanic Titanic did a big sweep. Okay, let's see.
The three films are 1934's It Happened One Night, 1975's One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, and 1991's The Silence of the Lambs.
Oh! Nice!
What actor was nominated twice for playing King Henry II?
Lawrence of Olivier. Wait, why did like Lawrence of Arabia, not Lawrence of Olivier. Lawrence Olivier. Who played Henry II? Wow, Chalet. I am impressed. You should come over and visit during when the Oscars. You should come to Cambodia when there's the Oscars, so you can join our party and win lots of prizes. Yay! Anybody that played King Henry II that did Shakespeare? Oh, Silence of the Lambs was big. That's true. Okay, let's see.
The answer is Peter O'Toole, who was nominated for the role in 1964's Beckett, and then again in 1968's The Lion in Winter.
Cool. Are like in the same.
What is the only film directed by Alfred Hitchcock to win Best Picture?
Rear Window, Vertigo, not The Birds, not Psycho. Something he directed that would have won Best Picture. I mean, Vertigo is pretty big. And Rear Window was pretty big with Jimmy Stewart. The Bird. You guys are both thinking The Birds. All right, we'll see. I'm not thinking The Birds would get an Oscar. I mean, maybe somebody in it would get an Oscar, but that thrillers don't usually get Oscars. And that's why I say Rear Window and Vertigo were kind of more mystery. You watch it. You watch Alfred Hitchcock every night or Jimmy Stewart every night.
The answer is 1940's Rebecca.
Oh.
Hey, bonus question.
There's Lawrence Olivier.
Though he did not win for Rebecca, how many times did Hitchcock win Best Director?
Wait. What was the previous question? The only film directed. What is the first question? What was the only film directed by? Oh, okay. So he won Best Picture, but how many times did he win Best Director? Okay, got it. I got the difference. Alfred Hitchcock every night. Wow, you have limited knowledge. That's okay, Twisted Tea. We still enjoy having you here. So just guess a number. I'm gonna say 3. I think it's either 2 or 3. Come on, give me a number, any number. Oh, Chalet! He never won. Trick question. That very well could be. I don't think it's more than 3 if he won any. Yeah. Wow. I mean, Vertigo. I mean, for directing, he did a lot of things with the camera, so that could have been recognized. Let's see.
Zero. He was nominated 5 times, but never won.
Nominated 5 times.
What actress was nominated twice?
That was so funny. You did great, Chalet. You did great. What actress was nominated twice for playing Queen Elizabeth I? Ooh, wasn't there just, she's the redhead. So, I mean, the queen was a redhead. It doesn't mean that the actress playing her. So there was like a recent one, and it's probably the same person, Queen Elizabeth.
For playing Queen Elizabeth I.
But I can't remember. Yeah, it was a trick. I know. Yeah, Kate Blanchett. That was a mosquito. Good guess, Kate Blanchett. I think did at least once. This is actually nominated twice. Let's see.
The answer is Kate Blanchett, who was nominated for 1998's Elizabeth, as well as its 2007 sequel.
Oh, got it. I've never heard her name, Kate Blanchett. I've always said Blanchett. I could have been saying it wrong all these years.
How many silent films have won Best Picture?
This is at least one. Because wasn't there there was a recent one that I think was a silent film. And they did it in black and white. I mean, it was like, I'm trying to think if I had moved to Cambodia yet or not. I think maybe I had, but I think it's at least 10, 15 years old. And they shot it in black and white, like as an homage to silent films. Two, that was, Chalet guessed two. Mumsy said one. Oh, you guys are saying this, 1 and 2. Yeah. I'm going to go with Mumsy for 1. But I'm not sure.
The answer is only 1. The silent film Wings won the award at the first Oscar ceremony in 1929. Who won both an Oscar and a Tony Award for their role in The Miracle Worker?
Oh my gosh. Great movie, The Miracle Worker, about Helen Keller. So it's either the teacher or Helen Keller for the role. I don't remember the actresses for either one. Oh, but they would have also been on Broadway. Be right back. Oh, darn, Chalet. I need your help with that one. All right. Well, I'm just going to go because we don't have any idea.
Anne Bancroft won the Tony in 1960 and the Oscar in 1963 for her role as Anne Sullivan. Who holds the distinction of being nominated for an Oscar in 7 separate decades?
Betty White. Okay, somebody who was a child actor early in their career, like Judy Garland. I don't think Shirley Temple, although she didn't go seven decades. Elizabeth Taylor, who was a kid as a boy. Oh, no. I was gonna say like with Paper Moon, Tatum O'Neal, but what if they were nominated this year as an elderly person? Then decades, we've got the 2020s, the 2010s, the zeros, the 90s, the 80s, the 70s, the 60s. But it could be like the 40s to the 2000s. but it would have to be somebody who was a child in the 70s or before, in a decade before. Betty Davis, ooh, Clint Eastwood, Clooney, Rosemary Clooney. Is that who you mean? What about Ron Howard? It doesn't say what, if they were like actors or directors or music or whatever. Okay, let's see. Who could it be?
The answer is composer John Williams, who has been nominated for 54 Academy Awards. And we got a bonus question. All right, which one of these iconic John Williams scores that everyone knows did not win an Academy Award? Close Encounters of the Third Kind, The Empire Strikes Back, Raiders of the Lost Ark, or Superman?
Well, at least we have a 25% chance. Close Encounters, Empire Strikes Back, Raiders of... I'm going to say Raiders of the Lost Ark didn't win. That's my guess. No, some guy. Yeah. Twisted Tea, I know, because it was music. So, of course, you know, how often do we know those other categories? You know, Chalet. Oh, Andy's in the house. Yeah, Raiders. Yeah, I'm thinking that didn't win either.
Yeah, none of them won. The only one I can excuse is Close Encounters because it came out the same year as Star Wars. The others are unforgivable. What actor was nominated in 1964 for playing 3 roles in a single movie?
In 1964. I was going to say Wizard of Oz because you played at least 2 parts. 1964. And I think they're doing actor and actress because in Hollywood, actresses want to be equal, so they prefer to be called actors. But in the case of the Oscars, they still differentiate between male and female with actor and actress. So it probably is a male. What are you guys saying? Oh, look at all the emojis. Andy's giving emojis. Chalet got unicorns. Mumsy got swans. Twisted got teapots. The Wizard of Oz. But The Wizard of Oz was made before 1964, wasn't it? Bob Hope. Mumsy says Bob Hope. That's a great guess. Three roles in a single movie in 1960.
The answer is Peter Sellers, who played Group Captain Lionel Mandrake, President Merkin Muffley, and the title character in Dr. Strangelove, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb.
Oh, good.
Along those same lines, what actor won an Oscar for playing 2 roles in the 1965 film Cat Ballou?
I don't even remember the film Cat Ballou, 1965. An actor played 2 roles. Jerry Lewis. Was that for the last one? That was for the last one. Or is it for this one? Jerry Lewis, Mumsy, for this one? Oh, and Andy has a pink waving hand at Twisted Tea. Cat Ballou. Does anybody know anybody who acted in that film? Let's put that as the question.
The answer is Lee Marvin, who played both the drunk gunfighter Kid Shalene and the tin-nosed hired killer Tim Strawn.
It was a Western.
What 2016 documentary which also aired as a 5-part miniseries on ESPN, holds the record for the longest runtime of any Oscar winner.
ESPN, so it has something to do with sports. So it was a documentary about sports. Because there is a documentary category that nobody pays any attention to. Although, speaking of documentaries, it was a documentary filmmaker pioneered with IMAX, but before that, he won an Oscar before 2016 for a film, and he came and he spoke at Southern Utah University when I was attending there, and he said, "Does anybody in the class, would you like to hold my Oscar and give a pretend acceptance speech?" So several of us did that, and I did it, and I'll tell you, the biggest thing is like it is heavy because he had the real one, which is gold. So now when they're doing the show, they actually have like a fake one just for the picture. So it's maybe not as heavy as the real one, but the real one, well, it's not solid gold, but there's a lot of gold. And it's heavy. It's heavy. It's like you take it and you go like this with it. His name began with a J. I feel ashamed that I don't remember his name. While you guys are a 2016 documentary that ESPN would have made into a series. And I'm gonna have to look up his name. Documentary. I'm gonna put 70s in here too, because I think he won it in the 70s. Watch out. What are you guys saying? Jackie Robinson, Little House on the Prairie. No. Jane Fonda, Me TV, Lee Marvin, Friday Night Lights. That wasn't a documentary. ESPN? Oh, it should be on Law and Crime TV or something. Because I'm trying to find the guy whose Oscar I held, but I happened to see 2016, so I know the movie. Did it ask for the movie or did it ask for the? Yeah, it's asking for the movie. So I think when we were kings, Anne Frank, that was long before that. It was a nature thing, I think. Greatest American Cowboy, 1973. Who did that? Who's the director? Keith Merrill. Yes. Oh, it's not a T. It's a Keith Merrill. I held his Oscar and gave a pretend. Rocky, 30 for 30. It's a crime. It's OJ. But she did.
The answer is OJ Made in America. The theatrical cut was 467 minutes long, which is equivalent of 6 Bronco chases. What was the first color film?
Did anybody else put a 1 for yes and a 2 for no? No, you guys don't need to do that unless you want to. Who remembers watching the Bronco chase live? I do. I remember sitting there glued to my TV and watching it. Ali, Rocky. Wow, those are great. Great guesses, Andy. Okay. Tell me yes or no. So answer, and please answer yes or no. 1 or 2. 1 for yes, 2 for no if you want. Did you watch the Bronco chase live? Andy saw it live. Twisted Tea saw it live. I saw it live. Chalet, did you see it live? Mumsy, were you watching it live? You were probably busy at work. You probably didn't even know it was happening. Unless it was on a weekend. Gone with the Wind. All right. Oh, you're answering because you're what? What was the first color film to win Best Picture? That's our next question. Wizard of Oz, Gone with the Wind. So Chalet's coming in with Gone with the Wind. Andy saying Wizard of Oz. Yeah, answer to the next question. I figured it out. Oh man, I need the fan blowing some air on me. It's hot. Yeah, the aircon's on. Okay, let's see.
To win Best Picture. The answer is 1939's Gone with the Wind.
Yay!
The next 11 winners, however, were all black and white. What was the shortest movie to win the Best Picture Oscar?
Oh, that's a great question. I mean, because it's probably like an hour and a half or an hour and 45 minutes, something like that, you know, maybe even 2 hours, where most winners are longer. You know what felt like a long movie that I believe did win an Oscar? Ordinary People. I read the book in junior high, and then so I couldn't wait to see the movie. And plus, Timothy Hutton was like a heartthrob. And then I see the movie, and it was like not as good as the book. Kramer versus Kramer. In Cold Blood. It's not Gone with the the previous one, Gone with the Wind. All right. Don't know. In Cold Blood. That was the one about the author, right? Because that was the name of the book that he did.
The answer is 1955's Marty, which clocks in at a lean 90 minutes.
Hour and a half, 90 minutes.
Who has won the most Oscars for acting?
Meryl Streep. Is she the one that's won the most, or the one that's been nominated the most and not won? She's one or the other, I think. Andy saying Streep. Yeah, the nearest watched that movie in school, Ordinary People. Okay, yeah. Because they want us to think about suicide so that we don't do it, I guess. Alec Guinness, Dustin Hoffman. It doesn't have to be a long career either, because you could go a long time and not win anything. And you could have a good run of a couple of movies. And Al Pacino, has he won a lot? Betty Davis was mentioned before for a different question. Maybe someone. Ernest Borgnine. Meryl Streep is a possibility.
The answer is Katharine Hepburn, who won 4 times.
Only four times.
3 movies have tied for most Oscar wins at 11 each. Give yourself a point for each one you can name.
Most Oscar wins. One of the Hobbit movies, one of the Lord of the Ring movies. I don't know if it's first, second, or third, but I believe one of them got the most Oscar wins. I mean, Titanic, I think, is up there. It was like the largest box office at the time. It held that for a long time. But I think it also won a lot. I mentioned Titanic in another question, and it wasn't the answer, but it might be one of the three movies. Could be something like Gone with the Wind. Could be there could be like a really old one, an old black and white one too. Avatar, Star Wars. I love these. Great guesses. Andy's the only one guessing. Where is everybody? Are you sleeping? Did you go to the bathroom? Get back in here.
Those three films are Ben-Hur, Titanic, and The Lord of the Rings: The Return of the King. Bonus question. Which of these three films won every award it was nominated for?
That might be Lord of the Rings. Okay, let me give you guys a chance. Because I remember when Lord of the Rings and it's Return of the King. So I don't know if that's the second or the third one, but I was in LA at the time, and there was some kind of party. It might have been like it was just after the Oscars for the American film market, and I was at a party, and Peter Jackson was there. Honestly, I didn't know who he was or anything, but someone was pointing, there's Peter Jackson, he just won all these Oscars and stuff. And I just remember thinking there were so many other good movies that year. How did that one win? Everything. Ben-Hur? Mumsy says Ben-Hur. Andy and Chalet are saying Titanic. That won everything it was nominated for. And okay, let's break it up. Andy and Chalet are Titanic. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Andy is Titanic. Mumsy and Andy are Ben-Hur, and I'll go with Lord of the Rings. You're just guessing. Hey, you might be right. Sometimes when you guess, you're right.
So the answer is The Lord of the Rings: The Return of the King. It is the largest Oscar sweep in history. Wait, another bonus? This is getting out of hand. What two movies received 11 nominations but lost in every category?
Oh, wow. Oh, what a great question. That's good. So we can come up with two movies and lost every nomination. Wow. Oh, you said Ben-Hur. Okay. None. No, it says there were two movies. It doesn't say how many. If it said how many movies, but it doesn't. It says two movies. So there were two movies. It seems that it's in our lifetime. I seem to kind of remember that disappointment of not winning anything. And let me tell you, it's like Mean Girls. It's like High School Cliques. It's a popularity contest. And yeah. So if they snub you, there's sometimes a personal reason that they're snubbing you. But then sometimes it's just that the year that you released your movie, there just happened to be better movies.
Those two films were The Turning Point and The Color Purple.
Ooh.
What was the first song from a James Bond movie to win Best Original Song?
You got to know this one, Chalet, I would think. For my eyes only, his eyes only, whatever that one, or name any song from a James Bond movie. You love The Turning Point, yeah. Pee-wee joins the circus. Jaws. I love you, Chalet. The Spy Who Loved Me. Okay. Anybody else? Andy, come on. You're with music. Gold. Something from the Goldfinger movie or whatever. Okay.
The answer is Skyfall. That's right. Not Live and Let Die, not A View to a Kill, not even Goldfinger. It wasn't even nominated. Who is the only actor to win an Oscar for playing a U.S. president?
Daniel Day-Lewis. Didn't he win? Did Daniel Day-Lewis win? I think he was playing Lincoln. I mean, it could be black and white. I mean, it could be anything, any movie. Yeah, dang it. And even Mumsy thought it was Goldfinger. Yeah, Skyfall. Wow. I think Daniel Day-Lewis won for playing Lincoln. Any other options? Anything I'm not thinking about? Playing the role of a U.S. president and they won? Okay.
The answer is Daniel Day-Lewis, who won in 2013 for Lincoln.
Yes. 2 points.
On 3 occasions, the Oscar for Best Director went to 2 people. What were those 3 movies?
Oh. Good Will Hunting. Did that only have 1 director? I mean, it had 2 writers. Matt Damon and Ben Affleck. But was there 2 directors? Co-directors? Name any movie that had 2 directors. Good job. Yeah. I wasn't sure. I mean, there could have been some. I was pretty sure that he won, but I didn't know if there was somebody else that won. John Huston, but he wouldn't have co-directed anything. Did George Lucas and Steven Spielberg ever co-direct anything together? Ben-Hur, John Huston, Ben-Hur. Of course, that's. Oh, it is saying the movie. So maybe Good Will Hunting. Did they write and direct that movie? All right, enough guessing. Let's see who it is. Let's see what they are.
It was West Side Story, directed by Robert Wise and Jerome Robbins. No Country for Old Men, directed by Joel and Ethan Coen. And Everything Everywhere All at Once, directed by Daniel Kwan and Daniel Scheinert.
Oh.
Who is the only person to receive 2 Oscars in the same year for the same role?
I'm trying to calculate in my head how you get the 2 Oscars in the same role. I mean, unless only one of them was for the role and the other one was for screenplay, because they wrote it, they directed it, they did the music. A lot of people will direct and act. A lot of people will write something and act in it. 2 Oscars in the same year for the same role. I mean, I guess if it got Best Picture, you would. No. Best Picture only goes to, unless you put up the money for the film and you were one of the producers. So there's a limit of 3 producers that can be. I mean, there didn't used to be, but the stage got too full. And so there's a limit of 3 people that can get the Oscar for Best Picture. Hmm. So one of the roles, I mean, they have a role. So they acted and they got an Oscar for something else. And I'm guessing that's either directing or screenplay because that makes sense together. Clint Eastwood. Like, for example, the one with boxing, that Hillary something, right, was the boxer, the girl boxer, and he played the coach and he directed. Kevin Costner, he does a lot of, like, Waterworld did directing and acting. But I think the Oscars have kind of snubbed him most of the time, except for maybe Field of Dreams. Okay, enough guessing. Let's see who it is. Or yeah.
The answer is Harold Russell. He won the 2 awards for the 1946 film The Best Years of Our Lives. Russell was a World War II veteran who lost his hands during his military service. The Academy's Board of Governors didn't think he'd win because he wasn't a professional actor, so they created an honorary award for him for bringing aid and comfort to disabled veterans through the medium of motion pictures.
Wow.
But then he went ahead and won it. What actor famously turned down an Oscar in 1973?
Roman Polanski. Was it Roman Polanski? Was it Marlon Brando? Did he turn down an Oscar? I've seen a list of names of people that have turned down Oscars. But 73 would have been after the Sharon Tate murders. And because I know, I mean, it might have been later when he did a film later. George C. Scott, Brando. That's excellent. Yeah, Chalet says that's excellent. Oh, about the disabled guy, right? Isn't that awesome? Brando. Andy says Brando or George C. Scott. Chalet says Brando. Yeah, I'm thinking it might be Brando. And Mumsy thinks it's interesting about the disabled guy too. Yeah, that's pretty cool. But you know what? On one hand, it's like the Oscar committee didn't believe in him. So that's why they made up this other award so that he would get something. You know, but he showed them up. So good for him. Okay, is it Brando?
The answer is Marlon Brando, who sent an activist in his place to call attention to Hollywood's mistreatment of Native Americans in film. And I think this is going to have to be our last bonus question. What?
Don't remember seeing it like live. I was not that, but I remember learning about that and watching a video clip of her doing the acceptance speech. I watch a lot of Native American stuff sometimes. So, yeah, so I have seen that. Okay, bonus question. They're usually tricky.
Actor turned down an Oscar 3 years earlier.
What? I thought the last one said the first actor. Oh, what actor famously turned down, not the first actor. 3 years before, so in 1970. Okay, then maybe this one is Polanski. Elitist snobs. Yeah, the committee of the elite are snobs. I'm sorry, I was like really close to the microphone. Hope I didn't blow anybody's ears out.
The answer is George C. Scott, who won for his performance in Patton. Now, we had sent them a very nice telegram asking them to please remove him from the list of nominees.
Wow, Andy, you mentioned...
When they didn't do that, he got a little nastier. What was the first movie to win the Academy Award for Animated Feature?
I was gonna say Avatar, but you know what? Yeah. It's probably not going to be like Snow White or any of that because I think there wasn't an animated feature category. It was just Best Picture. So it's like, when did they start the animated feature? I mean, maybe it is a Disney movie. Maybe it's because Snow White or whatever won Best Picture that they didn't want to take away from what is referred to as live action. So they created animated feature. Little Nemo. Mickey Mouse. Probably didn't win an Oscar. Shrek. Mumsy says she likes it. Bambi. I love Bambi. Did Bambi win an Oscar? Don't know. Let's see.
The category was introduced in 2001, and the first Oscar went to Shrek.
Shrek? Who said that? Wait, who said Shrek? Chalet. Wow. Is this the end? Good.
And that does it for the...
All right. Wow. Just over an hour. That was fun. I think that was fun coming up with all those guesses, and you like Shrek, Mumsy says. There's a second one. There was a sequel. So thank you so much for playing along. And before you disappear, don't forget that love transcends time and space. So wherever and whenever you're watching me, I love you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining me. I guess you can hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't. I hope you enjoyed that and had as much fun as we did. I mean, like that we all had fun. Yeah, as much fun as I did. I was thinking in terms of replay. That's why I said I hope you had as much fun as we did. Like, I hope those of you watching on replay had as much fun as those of us who played live. Make sure you join us live next time. It was fun. Your brain is overworked now. Yeah, time to take a nap. Andy coming in with movie emojis. Love you. Thank you, Chalet. Love you too. Mumsy said good job and fun. All righty then. So Sunday for crosswords is the next one. And I mean, unless there's something like really super amazing that I need to talk about, then I'll jump on a live. So if I don't bombard you with like 5 things a day, so if you want to know if I'm popping on live for something that's important or that I think is important, then make sure your notification bell is turned on for where you subscribe. And then you should get a notification when I go live. But tomorrow on Friday, there's a boat parade around 7 at night or in the morning, Christmas. So at night, so that they're all lit up, 7 p.m. Eastern time. That'll be 7 a.m. on Saturday for me. Okay, yeah. I tutor at 9, but yeah, I could probably catch some of it at 7. Alrighty. But hey, everybody else, 7 p.m. Eastern time, boat parade, Christmas boat parade. Don't miss it on Chalet's channel. If you don't know her channel, just look down. It's the @She Is Always Singing in my description. You can just copy paste it. You can go right to her channel. So have fun. Check it out whenever. This is true. If you miss it, then watch the replay. All right, guys. Love you, and I will catch you next time.